A synopsis is basically the same thing as an outline. It's what happens in your book. It's the structure from beginning to end. In the beginning, this happens. In the middle, that happens. At the end, that happens. So that's your synopsis. But it's the same as an outline, except that a synopsis is what I call a selling document. So it's designed to be sent specifically to a professional person in the publishing industry, such as an agent, an editor, publisher, usually along with a sample of your book or your full manuscript, depending on what that person requires. Always check beforehand on their website. While an outline is a lot less formal and could be used by you to determine the order of events in your novel, or just to check occasionally when you're writing to make sure you haven't drifted off course, a synopsis is slightly different. A synopsis tells the basic story of your novel from beginning to end, including whodunit, and would usually include just a little information about each of the major characters. Hopefully you won't have too many. This could be something as simple as their age and their profession in brackets, or, divorced accountant 54, whatever. Unless you're writing a slightly more touchy-feely novel, in which case you might want to be a bit more flowery about them, but I wouldn't advise it myself. A synopsis would ordinarily be single-spaced. Your manuscript would be double-spaced, generally. This depends who you're sending to, but generally speaking, double-spaced manuscript, single-spaced synopsis. And a synopsis wouldn't normally be more than 1 to 3 pages, unless they specifically ask you for more, so always check beforehand. When you're writing an outline just for yourself, you can describe your characters in huge detail, as much as you want really. Marjorie, 54, divorced accountant, a fussy dresser, loathes the smell of lavender because it reminds her of home. All that, whatever, more. But for a synopsis, your space is going to be more limited, so only mention main characters and main plot points in a synopsis. So, returning to character arcs and plot arcs. These are very simply the way a character or a plot changes and resolves its internal dilemmas from the beginning of the story to its end. Think Scrooge. Here's a man who hates holidays and festivities, never thinks of anyone but himself, and is taken on an internal journey that he angrily resists at first, but which changes him so much that by the end of the story, or arc, he is able to wish others with perfect sincerity a Merry Christmas. There you go. Plot and character arc in a nutshell. Now, plot and character arcs can be suggested in your synopsis, your selling document, or in your outline that you're writing for yourself, but often the simple recounting of the plot itself should be enough to make these arcs obvious without spelling them out directly. Though sometimes a summing up line right at the end can help, i.e., Marjorie marries Captain Tom and gives up her dull office job for a life at sea.